let's jump right into this. Today's explainer is all about a massive technological paradigm shift, one that literally changed global security overnight. We are tracking down the story of the very first digital missile.
Picture this. It's 2010. At the time, the global cybersecurity landscape, well, it was operating under some pretty strict, universally accepted assumptions. We built our firewalls, we deployed our heuristics, and honestly, we were mostly focused on state-sponsored espionage or, financially motivated data theft. But then, the entire industry gets absolutely rocked by an anomaly that just threw our whole threat model right out the window.
Part 1, the 2010 cyber shockwave. This single event completely flipped what we thought malicious code could actually do. Until this moment, the damage caused by a virus was strictly stuck in the digital realm. Traditional threats, they were designed to steal data, exfiltrate intelligence, maybe deploy ransomware. It was digital crime with digital consequences, right? But suddenly, we were staring at a terrifying new reality. A payload engineered specifically to attack SCADA networks and industrial control systems. It was built for one explicit, unprecedented purpose: to cross the barrier from the digital ether into the real world and destroy physical hardware.
Part 2, Inside Air-Gapped Natanz.
So the epicenter of this unprecedented physical destruction was Natanz. This is a heavily guarded, incredibly secretive nuclear enrichment facility out in the Iranian desert. Now, as you probably know, a facility of this magnitude relies on strict air gapping. The critical infrastructure network is physically severed from the public internet. Zero external routing, no remote access protocols whatsoever. Because of this absolute isolation, the internal machinery at Natanz was supposed to be literally impenetrable from the outside. And that setup creates what is essentially the ultimate locked room mystery. Think about it. If you have a fortress that's physically disconnected from the global internet, how does malicious code cross a physical desert without a wire? Based on all the established laws of network security at the time, an external attack on this equipment shouldn't just be hard, it should have been impossible.
Part 3, the phantom hardware failures.
Inside this supposedly impregnable fortress, engineers started witnessing a totally bizarre crisis. The facility relied on massive arrays of high-speed centrifuges to enrich uranium. And these machines, they require absolute microscopic calibration. But down in the actual cascade halls, these massive centrifuges were suddenly warping, vibrating uncontrollably, and literally snapping apart. But here's the wild part. The facility's monitoring software was reporting perfect green light operations. Everything looked totally normal on screen. What we know now is that the malicious code specifically deployed a rootkit targeting the programmable logic controllers, the PLCs. It intercepted the readouts, feeding fake, normal data back to the operators, while silently driving the actual physical rotor speeds to destructive limits. So, if the facility was completely air-gapped, and if the highly sophisticated monitoring software showed absolutely zero errors, what on earth was destroying these machines? It is a chilling paradox. You've got this phantom in the machine, actively breaking physical metal while simultaneously whispering to the human operators that everything is totally fine?
Part 4, Sergei Lawson's impossible discovery.
Now, every good mystery needs a detective, right? And ours is a Belarusian antivirus researcher named Sergei Lawson. When Lawson finally managed to isolate and peel back the digital layers of this anomaly, what he uncovered just completely baffled the global intelligence community. This wasn't your standard malware, not even close. It was unusually massive in file size and so astonishingly complex that it was weaponizing multiple, incredibly rare zero-day exploits all at once. It was a masterpiece of digital engineering with capabilities that just defied conventional logic.
So, the absolute crucial point here is understanding the sheer scale of what this code actually pulled off. Discovered by Ulazain, we finally saw how it bypassed that quote-unquote impenetrable isolation. It turns out it exploited the human element. The code jumped the air gap via infected USB thumb drives that were physically carried inside the facility. And once it was in, it didn't just attack, it actively tricked the monitoring software using those PLC rootkits we talked about. And ultimately, it successfully crossed the threshold to cause literal, physical hardware destruction. This discovery marked a really dark, historic milestone in modern warfare. This phantom in the machine finally got a name: Stuxnet. And Stuxnet wasn't just a virus. Today, it is widely recognized as the world's very first digital missile. Think about that for a second. a weapon constructed entirely of code, designed with pinpoint precision to hunt down a specific physical target and destroy it from the inside out. Which brings us to the ultimate question we really have to ask ourselves today. Now that the first digital missile has been fired, how vulnerable is the physical machinery of our modern world? Because if code can snap metal centrifuges in an isolated, highly guarded nuclear facility, what about the power grids that keep our cities running, or the water treatment plants, or the transportation networks we rely on every single day? Stuxnet proved that the barrier between code and physical destruction is gone. So, keep questioning, keep digging into these topics, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you next time.